Hey, what's up, Toledo? This is Sarah with Love My 419. I'm sitting here with Jeremy White, father of Jamira White. Jeremy and I got introduced with myself being type 1 diabetic and being in a coma a year and a half ago. But I'm going to let Jeremy tell you how he and I met and his story. And together we're going to get this done.
I met Sarah at the hospital. At bedside with my daughter, and when she was there, she was real. She was a positive. She was a positive thing in a negative time. So it helped give me a little hope for my daughter at bedside. So I met her at my daughter's bedside in the hospital.
Okay. Now, why was she in there? What was the cause of her being in the coma?
Well, at first I didn't know at all. You never.
As parents, we don't want to assume the worst, but we do.
But what ultimately at the end that I found out that caused it was the bullying. She already was dealing with type 1 diabetes. So basically, the bullying on top of dealing with type 1 diabetes, taking shots. She had to take shots at school. She had to take shots at home, and she just found all this out in November, and it was already a challenge for me and her about 3 months ago.
Being a type 1 diabetic myself and being as young as I was 10 years old when I got diagnosed. I remember how hard it was alone for the shots, let alone everything else on top of that. It's a very life-changing thing. But to be bullied on top of that is very difficult.
Yes.
But what is your advice? I know we want to get a word out there. What is your advice as for parents, leaders, teachers, even for the kids that are afraid to say anything? What will be your advice if you were able to speak to them and tell them to put a stop to it? What would be the advice you could give them for us to put a stop to this?
That's an answer that a lot of people got to come together to find out. But I mean, at my standpoint right now, we really got to pay more attention to what's going on with our kids at home, not just school.
Right.
Because the internet is so big, and Facebook and all that. I mean,
social media has gotten a lot bigger than when even you and I were kids.
Yes. So I mean, we as parents definitely got to be bigger than the social media that's taking away my child.
Right. We don't need to lose another innocent life to cyberbullying and other bullying. Some people may think it's just words.
Yeah.
It's not just words.
It's definitely not. And when I met you in the hospital, and you told me what age you was dealing with it at. See, she wasn't exposed to too many people that dealt with diabetes besides her grandma. What she watched, she was there when she passed away from diabetes. Mm-hmm. So she already had the fear of diabetes in her, having it. I mean, that's not much hope when a child see their grandma there in that position, and it affected her and her brother a lot. And that's the last thing she would have wanted in this world was diabetes alone. But it's no way in the world she was ready for the bullying. Right. And me as a parent, I would say I didn't know the level of bullying that's going on and how the kids are so involved in the social media. I had no idea. And I just, as a parent, would say to another parent that it's a very important thing to pay attention to. And it's not to be overlooked at all, not even for a second.
Don't even take for granted for one word.
Not even for a second. Not even, because these kids are so sensitive to words right now. And if they're broadcasted, like exposed to, the world, and they feel that my daughter felt lonely. You know, she felt lonely because we just moved in a neighborhood where she's already looking for acceptance, and then the acceptance that she get is negative.
Right.
So she was already feeling lonely, you know. So where would you find comfort? The kids, they find comfort in the internet or the Facebook or whichever social media they pick, you know. And no matter if they, whatever they do to social media, internet, it's gonna be there. But my daughter's not, and I'm not. It's nothing I'm gonna do to stop.
So for parents, keep an eye on what the kids are doing on the internet.
That's right.
Well, Jeremy, I want to let you know you will always have a friend in myself and my family. And, you know, no matter what, we'll always be here for you as a support group. If I could do anything to bring her back, I would. But unfortunately, I can't. So the best thing I can do is to stand up for the cause that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
So I myself will do so. And I know my husband will give her his support in doing so. But from this point, that's all we can do. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. And I've got to take it back over to the home base with everybody over there. But talk to y'all later.
Y'all stay safe and yeah, definitely never take what your child say for granted. Never. I mean, it's nothing I can say or nothing I can do to get my baby back, but fight for another child or another parent to never be in the position my daughter was in or myself. You know, I just say bless everybody and their child and their families. And thank you for the support that anybody has given my daughter. I really appreciate it. And I know she would too. So thank you.